Okay, next target. Hey, there's our buddy. I wouldn't stand back there. 76 degrees and sunny, west wind at 7 miles an hour. Well, the radar looks like it's a little bit west-northwest, so mostly helping, a little bit of left to right. Okay, H&N Slug HP2s. These are 250 diameter, 28 grain, and we'll see if these are any different than the original 28 grain slugs. We'll also compare these at the end of the video. We'll do some close-up work. And we'll try to run these between, say, 855 and 870 is where we got best results with the Generation 1 slugs. So ribbons are pretty flat right now. Let's see what happens. Top left target.
865.
Inch and a half right, inch and a half low.
858.
About the same spot. Let's fire a couple more of them down there.
861.
Now the ribbon up here is going to the right, and the ribbon down there is going to the left.
861. 854.
So we got 4 in a pretty tight group, 1 left and low. Let's see where the 6th one goes.
854.
Well, it kind of fell into that inch group, right and low. So, okay, that's 5 out of 6 within an inch. Pretty good. It's a good place to start. And I guess we're going to leave the speed right where it's at for now and see what the next group does. Since we're low right, let's go up 6 clicks and over 6 clicks. See if that kind of gets us on center. Okay, and I'll try to wait for the ribbons to go flat when I shoot these.
856.
Did we overdo it on the adjustment?
800.
I'm holding center on all these.
856. 858.
2 more.
861. 854.
Okay, again, kind of 5 out of 6. Let me go 3 down, 2 to the right, and see if that gets us closer to the center on these. Ribbon up here is going fairly hard left. I'm going to go ahead and try and shoot anyway. Let's just see where it lands.
856.
Well, landed in a pretty good spot.
856. 856.
Now, is this group going to open up on me again?
856.
Velocity's consistent. Ribbons were kind of flat when I shot those last 3 shots.
854. 856.
Okay, so again, there we've got 5 out of 6, inch and a half group. Let's come back right a couple clicks.
856. 858. 854. 856.
And 2 more shots.
856.
About a 2-inch group so far, but let's see where this last one winds up.
854.
So again, inch and a half group, 5 out of 6. And let's look at our chrono. Spread 11, standard deviation 3, high of 865, low of 854, average 857. And if we kick out that first shot, was 865, we kick that out, we're at a spread of 7, standard deviation of 2, and that 865 was our very first shot. Came in a little fast. Okay, let's fill up the gun. We'll shoot the bottom set of targets, and we'll try to add a little bit of speed and just see what it does. All right, be right back. Okay, just refilled the gun. Let's do a new string, and we'll turn the hammer spring up to 2 1/4 turns. Okay, let's try bottom left.
865. 863. 868.
And they're grouping all on that right side, a little bit high.
868.
I haven't changed the settings on the scope between targets 4 and this target, target 5. So it's same settings between target 4 and target 5. And target 4 were low left, target 5 were high right. And I think a lot of that has to do with working the rifle from the top of the fill more towards the middle of the fill. I know it drops off. When you're at the bottom half of the fill, the elevation drops off about an inch. So
865, 861.
That one was right where I was aiming. What's that come out to be? That comes out to be a fully 2-inch group for 6 shots, and 5 out of 6 closer to 1.5-inch group. So far, super consistent. Wish we get a little bit tighter on the grouping, but you know, so far that's not bad. Let me see if I can get up a little closer to 870s. Go 2.5 on the hammer spring. See what happens. I'm not going to make any adjustments to the scope.
872.
And now we're completely on the other side, top left. Let's see if it stays up there.
868.
Ooh, looks like it's spraying them. So let's just finish out this group.
868.
Okay, now we're top right. You get over 2 to 2.25 turns on the hammer spring, and I think we're getting a lot of waste air behind the slug, so it's, in my mind, it's starting to spray them.
870.
Yeah, it's just nowhere close to the previous group.
870.
Okay, last one.
870.
That's a 2.5-inch group for sure, so I'm going to say we overdid it on the velocity a little bit. Let me tune it back to 2 turns, and let's see what we get on this 7th target. Should take us back to 855-ish, maybe high 850s. I wonder if Phil's going to come out today. Maybe if we make enough noise, he'll come out to investigate. With these slugs, I've ran everything, all the videos so far, I've been running the gun with a regulator pressure of 2500. With these slugs, to get a little bit more speed on them, I think I'm going to try and raise the regulator pressure more towards the top end, more towards 2900, and rerun some of these groups with the slugs, see if we can get a little bit more speed on them without overdoing it and getting a bunch of extra air behind the slug. Target 7.
861.
Well, let's see if 860 is the magic number here. The wind calmed down.
863.
Uh-oh, that's 2 in the bowl. Maybe 860 is the magic number.
861. 861.
Now we're at an 1.5-inch group.
856.
3 in the bowl. This will be a nice group. If this last one falls real tight. A little high.
863.
So generally speaking, 1.5-inch group, and I got 3 in the bowl, and they're all right around the bullseye. So maybe it prefers 860. All right, let's leave it there. Shoot the last group. See if we can get a similar result.
861. 861.
The wind is definitely going to the left up here. Not so much on the target ribbon, but the ribbon that's 40 feet in front of me, it's going to the left.
858.
So let's see if all of these land left.
858.
Not that one.
861.
Last one here.
858.
Let's see here, 5 out of 6. What is that? Inch and a half, 1.25 inch, 5 out of 6. 6 out of 6, 2-inch group. I don't know, guys. I'd say that's pretty consistent. Pretty much all of them are 5 out of 6, 1.5-inch group. 6 out of 6, 2-inch group. With a 6-mile-an-hour wind, 6-mile-an-hour, 7-mile-an-hour wind. That's pretty consistent. All right, speed-wise, spread 16, standard deviation of 4, but we were definitely tweaking the velocity. What did we go to? High of 872, low of 856, and average 864. So 860, I'm going to say, kind of ran the The best 860 is where we got that 7th group. That's kind of the best looking group for sure. We'll call this 860 so far, and we'll call that best out of 8 group. So, okay, we'll come back to the slug on another day, and maybe a calmer day, just to see. It's always nice to test on a real super calm day. And the other thing we'll do is we'll do comparison, just visual comparison, kind of up close and personal between the Generation 1 slugs and the Generation 2 slugs, just so I can show you kind of what the difference is in their geometry. Okay, so here's a good example of the difference between the Generation 1 slugs and the Generation 2. The hollow point is very shallow. You can see it only goes down a little ways, whereas the hollow point on the Generation 2 slug, that's this one I'm holding now, the diameter seems to be the same, but they've made it go significantly deeper in the middle, and that's allowed them to change the geometry a little bit. The Generation 1, the length of this slug from top to bottom measures about 265 inches, 0.265. The Generation 2 slug measures about 0.275 inches. What they've done is they've made the Gen 2 slug 10 thousandths longer than the Gen 1 slug, and I'm guessing that that's going to improve the BC of the Gen 2 slug, and also that hole is probably 3/4 the depth of the slug. That is going to have some impact on energy transfer when this hits whatever it hits. So I'm guessing the energy transfer will be significantly better on the Gen 2 slug versus the Gen 1 slug. All right, so that's just what I'm seeing. It took me a while to figure out how to get the camera to work this close in. I hope that is maybe helpful to some of you guys that have seen the Gen 2 slugs for sale now. Basically, that's the difference. Gen 1 is this one, measures 265 length. Gen 2 is this one, measures 275 length, and has the hole about 3/4 of the way down, probably for increased energy transfer and a more efficient BC. Okay, hope that helps. See you next time.